I'm going to do a full breakdown of the fight tomorrow, probably in a lot more depth. So this is just a briefer video, initial thoughts after the fight. Obviously I got this one completely wrong. I thought Cleverly was going to have far too much for Bellew. Certainly got that wrong. I completely disagree with the judge who scored the fight in favour of Nathan Cleverly. I had it 7 rounds to 5 in favour of Tony Bellew, so 115 to 113 Bellew. I don't see really how you could score the fight in Cleverly's favour. Congratulations go out to Tony Bellew. I've made a lot of comments about him on my page, but wanted to make clear that it's not that I had any issue with him or anything against him. I just didn't think he was at Nathan Cleverly's level. Clearly tonight he was a level above Nathan Cleverly, and he definitely deserved to win. As I say, I scored it 7-5, so that's kind of like a close score, but it was quite a convincing 7-5. You know, tonight at the new weight, Cleverly was the better man, deserved to get the job done. My brief analysis, and I'm going to explore it in more detail tomorrow after I've slept on it, but my brief analysis is that Nathan Cleverly, it's not, I feel almost, not that Tony Bellew overperformed, but that Nathan Cleverly hugely underperformed. I was very, very surprised by Cleverly's performance, and you have to say, on the basis of his performance tonight, he's not elite level, he's not even European level as a cruiserweight. Now, from my eyes, that could be one of two things. The first thing being that the guy's just not a cruiserweight, which is a possibility we now have to consider. The second thing being that maybe he was ruined by the Kovalev defeat. Maybe that was such a hard, bad loss for him. It's going to be one he struggles to come back from. But either way, based on tonight's performance, Cleverly was not elite level. I didn't like his tactics at the start of just throwing that weak jab, that kind of flicking jab. I thought it was ineffective. However, clearly it was scoring very well with the judges' cards, because one of the judges unbelievably scored the fight in Cleverly's favour, so he must have given Cleverly the first 6 or 7 rounds as a whitewash, because clearly Cleverly didn't win anything in the later rounds. So those tactics that Cleverly were using were obviously what the judges did prefer, because even the judges who voted in favour of Bellew had it quite a close fight. So I personally didn't like Clev's approach, but it seemed to go down well with the scorers. I thought Clev's defence was at times decent. I thought his head movement at times was exceptional. It made Tony Bellew look wildly inaccurate. I think that was a combination of Bellew's inaccuracy and also Cleverly's sort of elusiveness with the head movement. But what Cleverly didn't have was the foot movement. What Cleverly didn't have was the punching output we usually associate with him. He wasn't overwhelming Bellew with flurries. He wasn't being active enough. He wasn't throwing the right hand whatsoever. It was just weak jab, move, weak jab, move, weak jab, move. You usually associate Cleverly with activity, aggression, like momentum, and it just wasn't there today. I mean, was it that he was scared of being knocked out after the Kovalev loss? Was it that he felt Tony Bellew's power early and realised that against a bigger man he couldn't throw like that, and he couldn't expose himself to the risk, and as a result he was just trying to be elusive and avoid a war? It's possible. It's very possible, but it was a very, very subpar performance from Cleverly, and I'd say based on that he's got no real future as a 200-pound fighter, because whilst I give credit to Bellew, he proved me wrong that he was the better man than Cleverly at cruiserweight. And enough respect to Bellew for doing that. I'm yet to be convinced that Bellew is world class, and there was still a lot of, for me, gaping holes in what Bellew produced tonight. It wasn't a world class performance from him in my eyes. So the fact that Cleverly was below that performance from Bellew really tells me that he doesn't have a future at cruiserweight. So I'm very disappointed. I'm very surprised. I don't understand why Cleverly seemed to get it so tactically wrong. I can only assume, as I say, either damage caused by the Kovalev fight, either he felt Bellew's power and realised he couldn't afford to get clipped, so just ended the whole fight being elusive, or maybe it was just due to the weights, and he got Cleverly's obviously quite a fit man, but obviously having being in the ring with such a bigger man who outweighed him so much in the night, maybe that really started to affect him in the later rounds. Anyway, a very, very subpar performance from Cleverly. Bellew, the deserved winner. People know that I'm a big Cleverly fan, but I must say I completely disagree with the judge who scored it in favour of Cleverly, so enough respect to Tony Bellew for that. The fight itself, styles really didn't gel. For the first part of the fight, it was quite tactical, quite non-committal. Towards the end of the fight, both men looked very, very tired. Bellew looked better than Cleverly, definitely, but Bellew looked tired as well. He couldn't find a sort of killer blow. Bellew was just on the ropes, not throwing anything, trying to survive. It wasn't pretty stuff. So, would I like to see a third fight? Tony Bellew said maybe they could do a catchweight fight. For me, that holds more interest. If I was promoting Tony Bellew, I'd probably go down that route because it's probably a bigger money fight than him going and fighting a cruiserweight world champion. And based on tonight's performance, you'd have to say Bellew would be a favourite to win, whereas you probably wouldn't say that against one of the cruiserweight champs. So maybe we'll see it again. Hopefully, it'll be a more stylistically pleasing fight. Very, very disappointed by Nathan tonight. He just didn't bring the goods. And yeah, credit goes out to Tony Bellew. I'll do sort of more in-depth video tomorrow, but just put down a few initial thoughts tonight. Let me know how you scored the fight. Obviously, general consensus seems to be 8 rounds to Tony Bellew. Anywhere between, say, 9-3, sort of 7-5. Be interested if anyone scored it a draw, anyone scored it in Clev's favour. Like, how do you justify that? As I say, I'm a pretty ardent Clev fan, but credit where it's due. I had it 7-5. Thanks for watching.